Back to formula.
What is up, Chocolatiers? Here with another review for you guys. And the review in question is your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Now, I was just like most of you guys, if not all of you guys watching this video. I was a little hater. Okay, I proclaim on this show to give things a chance, which is why I did give this show a chance. But I about broke my own rules. I was looking at some of the early footage, some of the trailers for this show, and I was like, get that shit out of here. Throw a fucking goblin bomb on that bitch. Absolute dog shit. I was like, this looks awful. Then, like, a week before the show, they're like, here's the Daredevil fight scene with fucking Spider-Man. I was like, oh, this looks slow. This looks choppy. This looks like shit. I was a hater. And I can proudly come here and tell you, as a damn near should be a grown man, that, you know, this show surprised the hell out of me, okay? It's not bad. It's not dog shit. It's damn near a masterpiece, okay? I'm being so serious. No exaggerations coming out here. This is from a hater perspective to somebody who's now loving it. I need season 2 today, okay? So this show, you know, if you didn't know, started off as a Disney Plus show that was supposed to be called Spider-Man Freshman Year. It was supposed to kind of like be the bridge that we didn't see in Spider-Man, or I guess not even in the first Spider-Man movie, I guess in Civil War, Captain America Civil War, where we first see Spider-Man. It was supposed to be Tom Holland's Spider-Man, like MCU-ified, but even more so because we were supposed to get his freshman year, so like how he really started off, stuff like that. And it was supposed to be in the canon. And then something happened. Something happened like a year later. They're like, let's not do that noise. They said, screw that. They said, let's just make our own show. So this show is kind of MCU adjacent. And what I mean by that is that, for example, they'll name drop, oh yeah, the Sokovia Accords happened. They'll name drop how, you know, the Chitauri attacked New York City, for example. They'll name drop stuff like that all the time. But where it bridges off at, and I really love how they did it in the first couple episodes. So Peter has the scene where he meets Robert Downey Jr. in Captain America Civil War, except instead of it being that, it's Norman that turns around. He's like, hey, what's up, Peter? And it lets you know that, hey, in the same vein, this is basically MCU, but it's not. And it actually ends up being better. So he gets mentored by Norman Osborn, as we all know, back to formula. And they finally make Norman black. I know a lot of people were upset about that, and I said, bros, he's always had waves. We always knew Norman was black, okay? He's something of a black man himself. That's what he would say. Fuck a scientist, he's a black man. I said, okay, I'm with that shit. They got Coleman Domingo playing him. I said, let's go. Voice acting in this show's top notch, okay? And so we kind of see the origin change of how he got bit by the spider, which is actually kind of funny because we actually don't know how Tom Holland got bit by the spider. So in your head canon, you could kind of say something similar kind of happened. Like, clearly it didn't happen like this, but, you know, whatever. You know, whatever floats your boat. Like I said, this is MCU adjacent, so this isn't a multiverse that's different. Like I said, instead of meeting Iron Man, he meets Norman Osborn. And in this show, you have him kind of doing something that I realized, and I hate to break it to you guys, so I realized why I like the show so damn much. This is CW's The Flash. In the good ways, though. Bear with me, in the good ways, okay? It's like season 1 through 2.5, maybe 3, okay? It's like when the show was good, right? And I remember being a youngin', sitting on the edge of my bed going, yeah, run, Barry, fuck yeah, do it. And that's how I felt in this show. And I started realizing, I said, damn it. I said, he's working with Norman, working with Harry. And he's like, got the dude in like the chair. And he's like, oh man, how do I beat this guy? They're like, oh yeah, you just gotta believe it. And I'm like, is this the fucking Flash? When I finally realized that, I said, this show's a 10 out of 10. It's fucking greatness. So, what I mean by that is, alright, just all the comparisons to the Flash. It's basically Teen Spider-Man. They don't say that, but it basically is. Spider-Man, you know, like I said, halfway through the season, he's kind of getting whooped by somebody, no spoilers. And he's like, man, I need some help. And like, I was like, bro, this is the Flash. I fucking love that. It's the good Flash, though. Don't forget the Flash used to be good, not the bad version yet. And so overall, I love this show so much. You know, the supporting characters are really, really good. Like, for example, we get Tombstone. He damn near has a better story arc than Peter and anybody else in the show. Fucking joining gang activity. him helping his brother get out of that gang, which is why he joins into that activity. Shit's popping off. I said, oh my God. You get Nico Minoru from The Runaways. If you watch that show, cool. If you didn't, cool. Who gives a fuck? Because she has no ties to that. But you know, if you know, you're like, I know who that is. She's going to get some magic or some shit down the road. And it's so awesome. You get little cameos from people. You get like little, I'm not even going to spoil it for you. You get some Avenger cameos every now and then. You're like, I like this world. I like what we're setting up. The animation, it's one of those when you look on paper, you're like, ooh, like me, you're like, ooh, fuck, ooh, ooh, ooh. You're like that. But when you start watching this shit and you start seeing it flow and meld and do this and that, and you see angles in the camera and the you're like, whoa, they're cooking, okay? Because they're cooking, right? So much of this show is kind of mysterious. Like, even like just to the finale, like the last 5 minutes is just so cool. The way they do characters, like setups, like for example, setting up Rhino in the future, setting up Chameleon in the future. And like some of these villains they set up, I'm not going to tell you all of them, some of these people they set up, they get like 30 seconds of screen time. Like Chameleon, for example, since I already told you he's in the show, he shows up for like 5 seconds to be like, here's some intel for you guys, and he walks away. And I was like, that's fucking Chameleon. He's got the fucking mask on there. It's fucking cool. It's awesome. Doc Ock is a big part in this show, and he looks fucking cool as hell. He looks just like he does in the OG comic books. Get the fucking green on, the yellow and shit. It looks badass. It's fucking awesome. And I would just say, as a show, not only did I just absolutely love this thing with a masterpiece rating, but even without like removing my biases from being a Spider-Man fan from this and that, this is just a good, well-scripted show. Like I said, even though it's a Spider-Man show, you get Nico doing stuff, her going through her own thing, like with her family, because she lives with a foster family. Like I said, you got Tombstone. Didn't even expect to really like the Tombstone character, because even in the Spider-Man games, Tombstone, I'm like, okay, he's alright. This show gave depth the Tombstone that I wanted. Tombstone is one of Peter's boys. He plays on the football team, and like I said, due to his brother joining this gang, he's like, bitch, you gotta get up out of here. I'll replace you. And they're like, his brother's like, no, fuck you. And Tombstone's like, no, bitch. You did this. Now I have to pay for your mistakes. And it's fucking cool. And you're like, I know what path he's going down, but how is this show going to tweak it, change it, and do things that I'm not going to see fucking coming? That's what I love about the show. It just does like weird things. Like for example, even like that last 5 minutes, there's something that happens in the show, and I was like, didn't see this shit coming. It's like I did as a comic reader, as a fan of Spider-Man, but like, didn't see that coming. They already showed off footage, or not even footage, like a picture today that Gwen is going to be in the next season of the show. And the whole time I'm sitting there going, damn, they already cooking. Season 2 and 3 confirmed. So go out there, go watch this show. I definitely enjoyed it a whole lot. And if you enjoyed this review, you enjoyed the show, like and subscribe. And comment down below and let me know what your favorite episode was and what you enjoyed most about the show. I'll catch you guys on the next one.
Just consider it a good deed from your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
I love my popcorn. Movies, popcorn.